My name's Derek and I'm not an expert, but you might think I am when you see this pile of Swiss chard next to me on the kitchen counter. All of that was grown in my little veggie patch and I'm very, very proud of it. The nice thing about Swiss chard is when you grow it, you pick the biggest leaves and it just keeps growing. So every week you've got more and more and more. You can have Swiss chard every night. The problem being, what on earth do you do with Swiss chard? It's like spinach. What's spinach? So I'm here at Sophia's house. Sophia, thank you for hosting me.
So lovely having you.
What can we do with Swiss chard?
Lots of things. I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a gorgonzola, Swiss chard and date quiche. People think of spinach and Swiss chard as something very boring, and so I thought we'll zhuzh it up.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Where do I start?
If you will take the thickest part of the vein out just for mouthfeel, it's a bit stringy. And then chop it finely. We're going to flash fry that. While you're doing that, I've just made the quiche base, which is equal quantities of butter, flour and cheddar cheese, and the more mature the better. It just gives it another tang. And I've taken the pips out of the dates.
All right.
And we're just going to cut them into smaller pieces.
The beautiful thing about Swiss chard and spinach is the World Healthy Food Organization rates spinach as the #1 healthiest food there is and Swiss chard as #2. And the beautiful thing about cooking spinach and Swiss chard is it actually releases a lot of the antioxidants from the Swiss chard while it's being cooked and actually makes it healthier, unlike many other vegetables and fruits where it's actually less healthy once they start being cooked. The ideal is not to cook it in too much water, or the water soaks up all the healthy benefits.
When you cook spinach or chard, you always think that it's going to be so much until you get it in the pan or in a pot or whatever, and it reduces hugely, it really does. Season with some Maldon salt and some black pepper.
Okay.
And then we toss it and let it cool down for a little bit before we put it in the quiche base. Over here we have 4 egg yolks, and we're going to just be beating some cream into that, 250 ml cream, a little bit of salt,
Right.
a little bit of pepper, and what goes extremely well with spinach and chard is nutmeg. And what nutmeg does as well is it brings out the sweetness of a dish.
All right, so the eggs are beat,
There you go.
and we're going to start
We're
putting
gonna
it all
start.
together.
If you'll sprinkle some pecorino, you can be quite generous. Wonderful. And then we're going to be just placing some of these inside of this. All right, then we're going to pour this over our egg mixture. And this basically is to bind it all together. And then for the last piece de resistance, we're going to do some globs of blue cheese. And I choose gorgonzola because a lot of blue cheese is just too pungent. So there we go. And we can pop that in the oven.
Fantastic. I've heard the saying that real men don't eat quiche. Watch me. Brilliant.